just as Durk's lawyers prepared to file a motion to dismiss. New developments shook the case. Over 230 gigabytes of raw footage and audio recordings have emerged, some implicating Durk in a second murder-for-hire scheme. This new charge could push his sentence from life imprisonment to the death penalty. The situation is so severe that even cooperating with the feds may no longer save him.
I feel like even if he snitch, he can't get up on him. If they got him like that, I feel like even if he tell right now, he can't.
What secrets do these revelations reveal? Is the evidence actually credible? And the biggest question, could Durk be facing the electric chair soon? Let's break it down. Here's the shocking story behind the Chicago murder allegations for those who haven't been following the drama. Durk, whose real name is Durk Dev Banks, was arrested in October 2024 in Florida on serious federal charges tied to a murder-for-hire plot targeting Quando Rondo. Then, during a detention hearing on December 12, 2024, federal prosecutors dropped a bombshell. They linked Durk to a second, previously unknown murder-for-hire case in Chicago. This new case revolves around the January 27, 2022 shooting of Stephen Mack, a 24-year-old alleged leader of the Smashville faction of the Disciples. Mack was shot multiple times outside the Youth Peace Center on Roseland Street, a place, ironically, meant to be safe in a neighborhood where violence is common. He was hit in the head and chest and later pronounced dead. A 40-year-old security guard was also wounded in the crossfire but survived. Two men, Anthony Montgomery, 24, and Preston Powell, 23, were charged in 2023 with conspiracy for the murder. But the million-dollar question remained: who financed the hit? According to newly unsealed federal documents, prosecutors believe the money trail leads back to Durk. The Mack case sheds light on the wider issue of gang violence in Chicago. The Gangster Disciples, one of the city's largest and most notorious gangs, have been linked to numerous shootings across the South Side, with multiple factions like Smashville operating in different neighborhoods. There are both internal conflicts and external rivalries, such as the alleged dispute between DT Thing and Max's crew. The fact that Mack was killed outside a youth peace center is a tragic irony, showing how violence has seeped even into places meant to be safe for the community. These charges against Durk also raise questions about the blurred line between his music career and alleged gang affiliations. Prosecutors suggest that his label functions not just as a music enterprise, but as a structured criminal organization. What makes the Chicago case particularly important is that it could establish a pattern. If Durk really ordered Mack's murder in January 2022 to avenge his brother's death, it lends credibility to claims that he later arranged a hit on Quando Rondo in August 2022 as retaliation for King Von's death. However, it's essential to remember that Durk hasn't been formally charged in the Mack case, and like all defendants, is presumed innocent until proven guilty. While the evidence cited by prosecutors looks suspicious, much of it remains circumstantial. Their case heavily relies on informants and social media posts, which raises doubts about its strength. Key details, such as the exact content of texts and the credibility of witnesses, haven't been made public. The use of rap lyrics as evidence is especially controversial. Critics argue that rap music often features fictional storytelling or exaggeration, so treating lyrics as literal confessions misinterprets the art form. This approach disproportionately impacts rap artists, especially those in drill music where violent imagery is a stylistic element rather than a direct admission of crimes. Lil Durk's world has been shaken by betrayal from within his own crew. Only the family, revealing cracks no one expected. Following his recent murder-for-hire indictment, rumors have turned into reality. Someone close to Durk, a trusted insider, has been cooperating with the feds, leaking details about F's moves and helping build the case against him. If you listen carefully to Durk's lyrics, he's been dropping hints about loyalty issues and watching his back for some time. Tracks like Peliode and Risky are filled with coded warnings, stories of friends flipping, and lines that suggest danger lurking nearby. These weren't just stories, they were warnings. Even as Durk rose in fame, he seemed haunted by the idea that betrayal was close. The current charges shed new light on these lyrics, revealing that Durk might have sensed The betrayal, but never knew how near it truly was. Rap legend 50 Cent, no stranger to industry beef and betrayal, noticed something was off and spoke openly about it during a recent Breakfast Club interview. 50 recalled the advice he gave Durk as the case heated up. Just watch your crew. The two had worked together on the 2022 project Power Powder, a Chicago spin-off of Asterisk Power Book. 4. Asterisk canned 50 Cent's warning signs within F's energy. I was like, yo, this is them. Just watch him and his crew, 50 said. It wasn't a casual comment, it was a gut feeling from someone familiar with how entourages can turn deadly. Durk responded that strange things had already been happening.
When you said that to Durk, what was his response to you?
You know what? It's just somebody just came to my house. How do you know exactly his address? My address.
The incident only deepened Durk's distrust, especially after his home in Brasselton, Georgia, was broken into in 2021 while he and then-girlfriend India Royale were inside. They escaped unharmed, but the fact that someone knew his exact location shook Durk. This breach wasn't just speculation, it was a real betrayal. For 50 Cent, it was déjà vu, reminding him of his own experience watching his crew carefully and questioning their moves. I've always had that energy myself, even in the thick of it all, he explained, suggesting Durk might need to adopt the same vigilance. He joked, if you got pulled over and you're not in jail, why aren't you in jail? Was clear. Something within Durk's circle was off. Rumors have focused on one man in particular, Jam, a longtime crew member. Jam spent over a decade in prison for an attempted murder charge, a conviction that was thought to have sealed his loyalty to the crew. But since his release in 2022, whispers began to swirl that Jam had flipped, allegedly wearing a wire for federal agents and feeding them details on F's operations. It wasn't just rumors. Sources claim Jam provided direct evidence linking Durk to a murder-for-hire plot, targeting rapper Rando, real name Teakin Bowman. According to Chicago rapper King Eula, Jam even named Durk in the killing of Lil Pab, Rondo's Kuzana, hit believed to be in retaliation for King Von's death, an F member and close friend of Durk. What began as a brotherhood quickly crumbled into one of rap's biggest betrayals. Fans and insiders started connecting the dots. A video featuring DJ Academics and Chicago reporter Trench's News added fuel to the fire. In it, Academics spoke about Jam's baby mama allegedly reaching out to Durk for help with legal fees. When Durk brushed it off, Jam reportedly took it as disrespect. You're not supposed to ignore me when I need something. Trench's News backed the story, saying that's facts, hinting that Jam's resentment may have driven him to cooperate with the feds. In a shocking twist, industry heavyweight Wack 100 weighed in on Jam's switch from street loyalist to informant. Wack recalled Jam as a solid figure, someone who did his time, kept quiet, and earned respect. I brought him cars, gave him 5 Wack said, adding that Jam had no stain on his name, no rat history. But that all changed. According to Wack, the information Jam provided wasn't just loose talk, it was a full playbook. The indictment lays out a detailed breakdown of F's operations, revealing how Durk and his crew allegedly used coded language to orchestrate the murder-for-hire scheme. Prosecutors say Durk messaged co-conspirator 3, warning him not to book flights under certain names in an effort to avoid detection. The indictment goes further, outlining how flights, hotel rooms, and rental cars were paid for using F's credit cards, but booked under aliases to stay under the radar. Surveillance footage even captured F affiliates trailing Rondo around Los Angeles in the days before Lil Pab was killed, despite the crew's attempts to cover their tracks. None of it deterred Jam, allegedly wired up and documenting everything. Jam reportedly handed the feds a full roadmap of F's movements, from car rentals to specific flights, every move, every transaction, and every coded message Jam recorded added to the growing case that would eventually collapse on Durk and his inner circle. Jerry Jam, reflecting on his past with Durk, recalled how Durk's music kept his spirits up during his 12-year prison stint. I remember Durk used to rap at our parties, he shared, painting Durk as a figure who once uplifted those around him, a leader before the money and fame. Jam reminisced on both good and hard times that cemented their bond, but that bond, it seems, wasn't strong enough to keep Jam loyal. Sources say the betrayal may have stemmed from Durk failing to show Jam the same loyalty he once gave. Feeling overlooked or disrespected, Jam made his decision a decision that not only exposed Durk to serious legal danger, but cut deep on a personal level. Now, with the weight of betrayal added to mounting charges, Lil Durk faces one of the toughest fights of his life. $150,000 donation from Lil Durk to Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson's political committee is now under the spotlight following Durk's arrest. With the rapper facing serious federal charges, critics are asking whether the mayor should return the money. But when questioned, Mayor Johnson treaded carefully, choosing not to jump to conclusions greater than "You're asking me to make a judgment on a black man before a full trial has actually come to fruition. I hope you understand why that is not mine to make." Johnson's response sheds light on a larger issue, the intersection of hip-hop, politics, and community influence. In Chicago, Durk isn't just a chart-topping rapper. He's positioned himself as a community figure, having met with Mayor Johnson twice before making that donation. Now, with his legal situation in flux, Durk's future could hinge on whether these political relationships endure or begin to unravel. Throughout his career, Lil Durk has walked a tightrope between maintaining a street image and championing social change. He's no stranger to legal issues, but these latest charges are the most severe yet. Still, Durk has made notable efforts to transform his public image. In his **2023 Grammy-winning hit All My Life, he rapped about change and redemption, hinting at a desire to be seen as more than just a product of his environment. Off the mic, he's launched events, collaborated with Bank of America, and pushed initiatives through his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation to promote financial literacy and address social issues in underserved Chicago communities.